All right, let's go to the NFL playoff picture. We have count them, 1 week to go in the National Football League season. Before we get to the playoffs, the clinching teams, we have the Ravens have locked in home field in the AFC. Let's start on the AFC side. Ravens have locked up the home field. They are the number 1 seed. The Miami Dolphins have locked up a playoff spot. They have not locked up the division. The Chiefs have locked up the AFC West. The Browns have locked up a playoff spot. The Jaguars are the 4th seed, 5th seed, like I said, 5th seed the Browns, 6th seed Buffalo, 7 Indianapolis. Teams still in the hunt: 8 seed Houston, 9 seed Pittsburgh, and that is it. There are a bunch of scenarios connected to it. If the playoffs, of course, started today, Ravens would have to bye. Dolphins, Colts, Chiefs, Bills, and Jaguars, Browns would be the matchup. Matt, we'll start with you. Do you see this field holding, or if not, who do you see getting in? Who do you see falling out?
I do not see it holding. I have the Bills dropping out and the Steelers making the playoffs.
Ooh, fascinating.
All right. Kyle, same question.
I can't claim that because I believe the Ravens will play Lamar Demetrius Jackson at least for a half to assure the Steelers don't make it, so they don't see them again in the playoffs, because John Harbaugh is a smart coach. And if he does other than that, then I will be in an awkward position this year with him, like I was last year with Mike Tomlin telling him to start, and what seems a crazy move now, Kenny Pickett instead of Mitchell Trubisky, but I digress. I also see the Colts falling out because I do believe they will lose to CJ Stroud and the Texans in week 18. By the way, Jim, very interesting. There's a team on this list that had a must-win game in week 1 and can lose and still make the playoffs.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Fuck you, EJ.
It's amazing how you can recover from a week 1 must-win failure.
I mean, hey, Joe Burrow's get hurt. We'll see what happens anyway. But.
Unbelievable how that works.
By the way, speaking of getting hurt, the Dolphins, damn, more on that.
Yeah, that team is beat up at the wrong time of the year, man.
Yes, they are.
Wrong time of the year. EJ, same question to you. Do you see this field holding, or what do you see?
No. I think Miami beats Buffalo on Sunday. So Buffalo's out. Pittsburgh gets in as well. And you know what? Texans get in. 7th seed.
Hey, finally a good I'm kidding, Jay.
Look, man, the game, I know the game is in Miami. But I'm in the unfortunate situation of seeing what this Bills team can do when they want to a couple weeks ago. And just the state of this Dolphins team, I don't see the Dolphins losing.
Here's the thing, though, and you touched on this 2 weeks ago, and I thought you were overreacting at the time, but then we saw it again this week against New England. Even these 2 wins against the Chargers and the Patriots, they haven't looked that impressive.
I mean,
they haven't, and that's been my longer, multiple season point about the Buffalo Bills. Like, when they want to be, they are a great team. There's so many times, like, guys, because I know my lock of the week last week was the Patriots beating the Bills, and man, I tell you what, when that opening kickoff, I was almost like ready to pop the shit, because that was such an absurd lock of the week, because that's just kind of what I do this year.
You've been intolerable.
But like, man, I was like, the Bills are actually going to fucking do this, aren't they? Obviously they did, and they ended up losing. But
are the Colts and Texans both winning in? That's it, done.
I believe so, because if the
Colts
Bills
and Texans play each other,
right? So. Exactly.
Yeah, so the winner of that would get in.
Winner of that goes in.
I think.
Because Steelzy helped though.
Kyle, maybe you know this, covering the Jaguars for the whatever that.
No, they're in. They win. They're in. They win. They're in.
Cover them for it. No, hold on. Let me finish. Okay.
Yes.
But if Jacksonville loses, they could miss the playoffs altogether, right? Depending how the season.
Yeah, there's a scenario where they can miss the playoffs outright. Actually, technically speaking, there's a scenario where the Dolphins, I believe, can fall completely out too.
No, they're in clinch. They're in
clinched
clinch.
the wild card at least.
Okay, well then somebody is misinformed me. But my understanding is with the Jags that there is a scenario, and like it involves the Steelers would have to win.
Steelers would win, Jags would lose, and I would assume Colts or
Raiders have to eliminate the Broncos or something.
Broncos are done.
Broncos are out. Yeah, the only teams outside looking in that are eligible are Pittsburgh and Houston. So yeah, I think it is. If Jacksonville loses, the winner of Houston, Indy, I think, would win the division, right?
Correct.
That I can tell you.
And then if Pittsburgh wins, it would knock Jacksonville out. I think that's the scenario there. So yeah, I don't see that happening. More on that in a second. We have a lot of games to pick, but I do see Jacksonville getting in. I think Houston will beat the Colts.
Indy loses, they're out, pretty much. What you're saying, Indy loses, they're done. Period. Well, goodbye.
Oh
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
They lose. The Texans have defeated.
What? Here's I want to know quick.
Jags swept them. So
let me ask you a question. This is actually more important. Buffalo loses, they can still get in, but what is the scenario that keeps them out?
If Pittsburgh wins and Buffalo loses, Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. If Buffalo loses but Pittsburgh loses, Buffalo would still get in either way.
And I think
they have the tiebreaker.
Jags, if they lose it, there's a whole lot.
There's a whole mess of stuff. We're not going to get into all of the details. You can go to the NFL website and figure all that.
I'm going to say against the Dolphin fans, if you guys somehow missed the division, and obviously that Titans game is what fucked you.
I mean, it could.
That's why you don't play with your food, EJ.
That's right.
Hey, listen.
I fucking hate you, man. Yes, Kyle.
You caught that tweet, didn't you, Matt?
Oh no, I was merely agreeing with emphasis about the don't play with your food concept, man.
Yeah, because I mean that's definitely the worst loss on the schedule for Miami for sure.
Mm-hmm. I don't believe it's close. Yeah.
All right, NFC picture. The road to the Super Bowl goes through Santa Clara. The 49ers are the number 1 seed. Currently, Dallas, the 2 seed. They have clinched a playoff spot. The Lions are the 3 seed, and I believe they're locked into that. With what happened this past weekend, the Lions are going to be your number 3 seed. They have already clinched the NFC North. Currently, the Buccaneers are the NFC South leader. The Eagles are the number 5 seed. They have clinched a playoff spot. The Rams are 9-7. They have clinched a playoff spot. The Packers,
they're back.
Fucking hell,
assholes.
The Packers are the 7 seed. Still alive in the NFC is Seattle, New Orleans, and Minnesota. So EJ, I'll start with you on the NFC side. Does the field hold? And if not, who's in, who's out?
Yeah, I think it holds.
Wow.
Although I gotta say though, and we'll always get to the picks in a second. Packers Bears week 18. Bears being the biggest spoiler, or the biggest rival.
I mean, we saw it with Detroit last year. Yeah. Detroit was eliminated going into that final game, right? But they were able to knock the Packers out. So don't rule that out for motivation.
Yeah, I think everything holds here. I think obviously, look at the picks. Obviously, you'll see why, but I think everything holds here as is.
All right, Kyle, same question.
Yeah, no, I knew you were going to ask me, and I'm stalling again because damn it.
Yeah, again, there's a lot of silliness, but.
Yeah, and the Seahawks have the Cards this week.
Cardinals, yep.
Frisky Cardinals.
Yeah,
ain't no gimme anymore.
Although they're winless in their division, so maybe
that's a fucking weird ass team, I swear.
I mean, and you want to talk about weird? I said it in July that the NFC South is among the tougher divisions, and for all of EJ's chortling last week about the Rams, I mean, the point can be made that their passing game is dangerous AF. And oh, by the way, if the Niners are worth their salt at all, they're going to rest one Christian McCaffrey. So he will be a factor in that final game against the Rams. So here's the thing. The Cowboys just got a butt ton more dangerous because they're the 2 seed. I think they finish the season strong. I think they stay the 2. I think the Eagles stay the 5. Although much like you were advised by Morty in what I sent to you, Matt, get your shit together.
Or don't. That's an option.
Yeah, I knew.
Yeah, I mean, just saying if we're,
Jim.
if we're doing the scale thing.
Jim, you're trying to be an asshole. It's okay.
Definitely not get your shit together.
Yeah,
Just saying.
That is a disgusting act.
I mean, I'm not going to take any seriousness with the Falcons who got manhandled. Damn Bears, stupid fraud cons. I mean, come on. I did pick the Saints to make the playoffs in the preseason, I believe. So I will stay loyal to say they have a chance, but I really don't think they'll win that game. I got the Bucs there too. Yeah, I'm going to say it holds for all that trash.
Yeah, because the Bucs play the Panthers, the Falcons and Saints play each other. So obviously those teams need the Bucs to lose.
And remind me, the Pack. You just said the Pack plays not the Lions. The
Packers play the Bears.
God, that could go any way there too.
Yeah,
it's in Green Bay though. We'll say.
You know what?
It was the Lions game last year.
I'm going to say the Seahawks make the 7th spot. I could be made a fool, but right now I have more faith in them beating the Cardinals than I do the Packers doing what they're supposed to do. It ain't like they've been consistent. EJ already gave them the kiss of death, where I don't remember EJ jinxing the Seahawks yet. So, you know.
Seattle might miss the playoffs. And I told you that game was a must-win. Dallas game.
Oh, Seattle must win. Shut the fuck up.
I said it.
Wasn't
Jim, give me shit.
Well,
fairly now, if they fucking miss playoffs this week.
No.
No. What are you talking about?
It doesn't mean if you win this week, then that game was you don't.
Your loss to the Steelers would be the reason why.
Which by the way, was my lock of the week last week.
Last week that EJ would have been the must win. That would have been the must win, not the Cowboys game, because they were in a playoff spot last week, dickhead.
I said what I said, bitch.
And you were wrong.
You're right.
Let's go to TikTok again.
Wait.
Just stand there and you're wrongness and be wrong and get used to it.
I'll be right anyway. So Seattle's
you won't be.
You haven't been.
You don't get to work backwards to try and prove rightness, dumbass.
Yes, you can.
That's not how it works.
Yes, you can.
No.
The game of inches, motherfucker.
They were in a playoff spot last week. Okay, last week when they lost to the Steelers. If they missed the playoffs, the loss to the Steelers was the must-win game that they lost. That's how it works. That's how math works.
Are you mad?
EJ, understand this.
Yes, I'm mad at your fucking stupidity.
Because you do a great Trump impression doesn't mean you're right. You see what I did there? Okay.
Careful.
I see what you did.
Election year, buddy.
Don't be rude.
All right.
Election year. Be careful.
Matt, same question to you. Who's in, who's out in the NFC?
Well, as disappointed as I am to hear EJ picked against his number 1 seed Saints and has the field staying the way it is, I'm going to agree that the field stays the way it is.
Oh boy, wouldn't that just be great? A Cowboys-Packers matchup in the playoffs. What could go wrong?
Oh my God.
Sorry, I'm already preparing myself for trouble. Now,
which always makes me laugh because Jim's the most negative of Cowboys fans, and then on Twitter every week he's "suck it, haters, we won." Like
he's the worst.
That's the definition of fandom, is it not?
You guys are kind of the same though. To be fair, you and Matt is very similar in the way you guys tweet during game day. To be fair.
No, actually, I
usually am just insulting other Philadelphia fans during game day.
Accurate.
Not the team itself.
And Matt's willing to agree with me when he's wrong, where Jim just keeps doubling down on bad takes, kind of like you. And
wow.
No, I'll say this too. By the way,
Show buck yourself.
Thank you.
But you could do better than that. Where is it, Jim? Come on.
I mean,
well, fuck you, Cal.
Thank you. I'm the only one that's picking the Seahawks. I find that interesting.
I mean, if I pick the Seahawks, am I being a homer or am I being realistic?
Homer.
I think the Seahawks will win. I just think the Packers and Rams also will.
I think the Rams are actually locked into the 6th seed. Like
the Rams are in. They're in.
They can't. Well, no, they've clinch the playoff spot, but they can't catch Philly or Dallas, whoever ends up as the 5. But I also don't. They also can't. I also think they would hold tiebreakers over. I think I remember seeing that they are locked into the 6 seed.
They have the tie break on Seattle. That
Stafford returns to
on
Detroit.
Seattle, and I think over Green Bay as well.
I don't want to play the Rams right now.
Nope, I said it,
dude, because like EJ was right, and I said it last week. They're passing games, and they're getting good at it. They're getting good at the right time.
I mean, I'm not going to deny that the Rams are playing probably the best football they've played all season in this stretch. However, I will point out that this stretch is less than 10-point victories over Washington, New Orleans, and a 1-point win over the Giants.
But
100%. And then listen, in another conference, that would be a lot less impressive. I'm telling you, they can pull one playoff win out of their asses. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, they absolutely can. Out of the wild card teams,
right?
Go in week 1 of the wild card. They are probably the wild card team I would like to play the least.
Of course.
That's what
so that shouldn't be that won't be a problem.
Well, that's still Philly for me personally, but I don't know.
No, not me. No offense, Matt, but bro, like,
right now I think the Rams are more dangerous. I mean, if the Eagles figure it out, they are the better team.
I don't see how they can. Their defense has been awful all year. Shane Steichen still hasn't figured out handing the ball
awful all year. It's been awful the last 5 weeks.
It's been pretty bad throughout, buddy.
It was top 6 5 weeks ago.
In what?
That's not bad. In yards allowed, they had the number 1 rush defense at that point in the NFL. And passing was mediocre.
Fine. We'll just say in the past month. I don't want to get too far in the weeds. You refusing to acknowledge that your team sucks right now has nothing to do with those
stats. Did I not just say the past 5 weeks they've been bad?
But the punchline's this: the fact that what they really miss is Shane Steichen, and Jalen Hurts is going to get blamed for it. They haven't figured out yet that handing the ball.
I mean, everyone's blaming Brian Johnson at this point.
He ain't and they better be, because no one's
rightly so.
Listen, you say everybody. All I hear about is the defense is bad. The defense is bad. Listen,
the defense is bad,
and I'm hearing that Jalen Hurts is the problem. He ain't. You point.
I mean, who are you hearing that from besides the national media? Wow. Come on, Kyle.
All I know it's clear, though, is that it's
corrected. If I don't do it here or on my show, The Student of the Game, bing, where do I do it, Matt?
What's clear, it's San Fran and everybody else. Detroit and Dallas this past weekend gave me no reason, no separation whatsoever.
With all due respect, I'm not going to do that until I see the injury report with Trent Williams on or off of it, EJ. So
I doubt he's playing this weekend.
Or you jinx him again, you heartless fuck.
Well, if Shanahan plays him on Sunday, he's a fucking moron. If he plays Sunday, he's a fucking moron.
The point I was trying to make, because Giants fans shouldn't be talking, it's a good thing we don't have one on this panel.
Shanahan plays Trent Williams on Sunday, he's a fucking moron. You lost to the 1 seed.
Joke.
Okay? End discussion. Go Giants.
I'll echo that sentiment this weekend.
Yeah, go Giants, right?
I think Seattle. I think Seattle will get the spot.
You just want to be right.
I think the Bears are going. Well, you're goddamn right. I want to be. Why would I not want to be right?
You're fucking wrong.
I'll still be right because you were
wrong
wrong about the Cowboys Seahawks game being a must win.
You notice he's abandoning the Buffalo game in week 1 being a must win, Jim.
Well, yeah,
because it's the most recency bias. That's why.
Because he was proven as ridiculous on that as the tape.
I gotta tell you though, this Green Bay game in Chicago though, very scary situation. Chicago's playing some really good football right now.
No,
Chicago is playing really good football.
Really good football. They just beat the Falcons.
But they're beating those teams the way you're supposed to though.
They're
not close games now. None of them in blowouts now. They beat Detroit.
The Rams beat the Giants by 1. The Bears beat the Falcons by a lot. Like,
by the way, they also beat the fucking Lions like 2-3 weeks ago. So I mean,
yeah, they beat the Lions.
Pretty bad,
right?
No, after that.
The Bears are better than 13-10 on Monday night. EJ, I would definitely agree with you on that.
And they only lost to this. They only lost to this Browns team by 3. Like. This Browns team that's playing extremely well right now. So,
and by the way, this Browns team that can say we beat both 1 seeds this year.
They have.
Just saying.
They have. So before we get to the games this weekend, when looking at the NFC picture, and whether it's Green Bay, whether it's Seattle. Like I said, I think those are going to be probably your two most likely there. I mean, an outside's chance that it's New Orleans, that it's Minnesota. But should the Cowboys prefer the 2 seed or the 5 seed to you guys?
The 2.
I think
Cowboys
it's
played
clear-
like absolute shit on the road.
I don't think it matters really. I think
So-
No, I think it is absolutely critical that the Cowboys get the 2 seed.
I agree. I've said here on this show, and Jim
I-
has as well on his Twitter account, and now won't acknowledge it. I'm joking. Victim supports. The toughest games, as terms of actual talented opponents, have been on the road. There's nothing you can do about that, right? I'm not here to say that Dallas is necessarily a good road team. I do say there is some misnomer in that. That being said, the way it's occurred throughout the year does have a mental impact on the team, and this group being in a more comfortable setting, I think is a big deal.
I mean, they've won 18 straight at home. Like, you know,
That's pretty
you,
sick.
I don't think you can deny the importance of playing at home, because I've seen this debate among Cowboys fans. There's some people that are like, it doesn't matter where we play. Like, I'm like, what have you been watching? Like, and I understand that the hardest games,
The best opponents in
the
particular.
best opponents, yeah, we'll put it that way. The best opponents have been on the road. The Niners game was on the road, Bills on the road, Dolphins on the road. Obviously, Philly, you had both locations. You had Detroit at home. You ended up winning. It would, controversy and all of that aside, both teams made mistakes, whatever. You still found a way to win. You had a close loss to Philly on the road, a dominating win against Philly at home. And to me, the alarming part, like the Dolphins game, it was a loss. That game could have gone either way. The offense did what it had to do. The defense kind of blinked in the moment, whatever. To me, the alarming part, and I understand that the Bills are a good team. The Niners, obviously one of the top teams in the league. It's not even that they lost those games. It was the manner in which they lost. And even the Cowboys players have acknowledged, fuck you, Kyle. The Cowboys.
See, I was visualizing a pimp slapping of emotion.
The Cowboys players, and by the
Oh, good for you.
the Cowboys players have even acknowledged, like, they, for whatever reason, they there's been almost like a mental block with this team playing on the road. They lost a game at Arizona. I mean, not as embarrassing as losing at home to Arizona, but my God, they lost at Arizona.
By multiple scores.
Yeah, I mean, it really wasn't close. And
So a little bit more embarrassing.
Did Philly
is
lose?
it though? Like, I mean, that was like week 3. It's not like the division was on the line or anything, but whatever. Either way, you lose to the Cardinals.
Must-win game, Jim.
Bottom line, like the only team,
the Jets. I mean, my God.
it is weird to say this because they actually blew this team out early in the year. But the only team that would scare me, but we agreed to lock in the 6th seed, is the Rams. Other than that, Packers won't scare me. Any team that's 7th
Packers
seed,
scare me because of the history. That team.
Hey, Mr. Say it again.
The Rams don't scare you as who? Like who are you saying?
Dallas. No, other than that,
Dallas? Okay.
in the wild card positioning for the 7th seed, no one else in there scares you. If you're Dallas.
Yeah, you've already beaten Seattle.
I mean, they beat Seattle, but they're a Lockett drop away from not beating Seattle.
True. I mean, I think there was also a couple
like
plays where the
Okay, so Seattle will be have like the most toughest of the 7 seed possibilities in there.
the Packers scare me because of the history. That,
Yeah,
like,
but Rodgers is gone. So.
I understand that fucking asshole is off of the Packers, but like it still ain't gonna change my fear of playing the Packers in a postseason game.
Desmond come back and drop it for
Like,
one more time.
There's PTSD there, man. Like everybody, like, and that's why I always joked about, like, the reason I never hated Tom Brady is because I was never in a position where he hurt me. The Packers as an organization have hurt me many times. I don't
in particular, though. I mean, you dismiss that, but like Jordan Love has never drawn a plane in the dirt to
no. I
doing his job.
literally just acknowledged that Aaron Rodgers is gone, but still, I don't want to play the Packers just because of that. I don't want to see
twice.
Don't you put that cheese on my head, you son of a bitch.
I don't want to see that team.